Good morning, VHS, and here are your morning announcements.
Yeah.
Red Cross Club will have its first meeting on Wednesday at 2:30 in Miss Hopp's room, C39, after school. Anyone interested in helping and giving back to the community should join. Hope to see you there. Do you play League of Legends? Does the concept of competing in esports events representing our school interest you? If either of those things apply to you, please come to Mr. Garrison's room at D24 on Wednesday after school. All experience levels are welcome. Please note you must have access to computers at home to join the team. Tutoring before and after school will begin in October. See your school email for a form to fill out to be tutored. We offer tutoring for all core classes and study sessions for certain subjects. This is based on a request for tutoring slots, but is not guaranteed. You'll be tutoring by qualified seniors and adults. Group sessions for classes subjects are as listed. Geometry, October 24th, Biology, October 26th, Pre-Calc, October 27th, Algebra 2, October 28th, Chemistry, October 31st, FST, November 1st. These will be based upon preparing students for exams coming soon and will be at the Media Center after school until 3:30. Don't forget about the bake sales at all lunches. There will be goods from Great Harvest, Panera, Way Better Cookies, and many more. Also, tomorrow morning there will be another donut sale in front of Officer Bell's office. All donuts are $2. Attention to all students looking to support the fight against cancer. The sophomore class council is selling pink spirit items to wear during Pink Week and at the football game on Friday. Make sure to bring money because items will be sold during all lunches and at the game. All week long, you'll be hearing stories from cancer survivors. Today is Miss Burr.
I'm Miss Burr. I have been teaching English here for 9 years. My mom was my best friend my entire life. She was diagnosed with cancer the first time in 2013, and that was crazy and just unexpected for everybody. It came back in 2016, which was 3 years later, and we were basically told at that point that although we could hope to keep it at bay as much as possible, that there was really no cure. To answer your question, seeing my mom battle this, I think obviously one of the answers anybody would give is watching someone go through something like cancer and everything that comes with it, the physical treatments, the emotional toll on the way you consider your future. You gain so much respect for that person, of course. Of course, there's a role reversal, which is probably everyone who's gone through caring for a parent has experienced, in that my mom took care of me, so now I'm in this position where I'm trying to reassure her and take her to appointments and help her physically a lot of the times. And I think that was a change in perception for both of us. Well, one, I wish I had more wisdom, but I do have some things I would say. One, you're capable of more than you think you are. It doesn't mean that you don't struggle, and I had plenty of moments where I needed to step outside. I needed to reach out for help in various ways. Secondly, I would say little things matter. It sounds cliche, but it's very true. For me, it would be, texting my mom cute pictures of animals during MRIs, or we took a walk every day after school and I would tell her stupid things that happened during my day, or, stories about my friends. I eventually learned that stuff is what matters, right? I think my mom knew I couldn't fix her, but what I could do is keep a sense of normalcy. And that's the same stuff that you'll miss when that person's gone, right? What I miss about my mom is those little walks and our quick chats and just talking about our family and our day and little stuff like that. Another thing I would say is that there is always good to be found. And that doesn't mean it's in every moment. When my mom was really sick, she had cancer in her bones, so she had a lot of pain once it had spread from her breast. I think a lot of people don't know how much physical pain can come with something like cancer. But I remember a couple months later, her coming to my college graduation and just thinking, wow, if somebody could have told me 3 months ago that I'd be here and my mom would be walking around and so happy to see me. It's just good to remember, there is always something okay and good, and you won't stay in that moment of feeling so terrible forever. So this one's easier said than done, but keeping your own life moving forward, I think I was such a primary caregiver for my mom that it was a huge part of my identity, but whenever I could and felt okay doing it, I would try to invest in my own life and put myself into my work and strengthen my relationships with my friends and colleagues and other family. And my mom wanted that too, right? It's not only helpful, I needed those strings to hold me up when I was going to crumble in some ways later. And I knew that my mom would feel better knowing also that I had a support system, you know. Oh, Pink Week. It is a wonderful week. Every year it awes me that we raise as much money as we do, and the way that the community comes together. Even just, you know, going to the football game sounds like a small thing, but just seeing the visual of everybody in the pink and talking about their survivors and the people in their life, I think is heartwarming and wonderful. Sometimes for me, Pink Week can feel a little missing something, because I know it's wonderful to celebrate the survivors and raise money and do these things, but sometimes it feels like there isn't exactly a space for those who didn't survive, right? And I think even just the framing of that word is problematic at times, in that my mom didn't, you know, not survive because of anything she did. For my mom, she didn't, you know, pass away for lack of wanting to be alive, and there was no one in my life more devoted to being here and having fun and just loving the tiny pieces of being alive and being with her family. But things just happen, right? And I wish I had the answers to them, and I don't. So I just think it's important to remember during Pink Week, not that we don't, but just to give to, in addition to looking for the people who are going through it right now or who have survived, to think also about those who have lost certain battles like this and all that comes with it, and the people in our community who have dealt with loss in various ways, and to try to remember those stories. And I know for me, I always feel better talking about my mom and talking to people who knew her and just telling the positive stories about her life and how funny she was and how beautiful she was and just kind-hearted. And so I think it's important this week to just remember to reach out to those people too. Of course, I think the most important thing about Pink Week is raising the money and raising awareness and reminding ourselves that through donations and research, you are doing the best work possible, and that we can hopefully at some point save one more precious life, 1 million more precious lives, you know, in the way that I wish I could have saved my mom. So I think that's all we just need to keep trying, right?
Now, BHS, please rise and stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.